Assalamu alaikum mbokk yi. Welcome back to the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel, the home of Gambian football. I am Chama, and this is the Scorpions Weekend Recap, a program where we look at the key performance of Gambian foreign-based players in their respective clubs. This week was a packed full week. There were loads and loads of Gambian players playing, with their clubs, and there were some key moments in this game. So I will try to summarize again, try to sum it up, what transpired over the course of the weekend as far as Gambian players are concerned. So guys, if you are new around the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you enjoy what we do here, please give us a like and give us a thumbs up. If you see our video too, for greater outreach, that will be very, very much appreciated, guys. So without wasting much time, guys, let's get right into the discussions today. So today we start in UK. Just generalize it, say UK because there's Scotland, there's England. So I will start with the SPL with some great news. Adama Sidibeh, last week we saw what happened. He collapsed while playing at the end of the game. He was sick and then collapsed in that game. But fortunately, he's back on the pitch. Just 1 week later, after undergoing a lot of tests in the hospitals and all whatnot, he was deemed fit by his club to play again this weekend. He came off the bench in the second half. They drew 1-1 in the Scottish League, St Johnstone against Livingston. He played roughly about 11 minutes in that one. So that's a welcoming news. So we are happy to see him fit again. I did send him a message on Twitter, and then he did say thank you about that. I'm sure the club has done all the necessary stuff, checking, and they will only let him play if they deem it. If they deem him fit enough. So that is a great news. So next we move on to the English lower leagues, starting with the League One Championship. League One, where we have Ibo Adams playing for Derby County. He's having an exceptional season with them since he moved there on loan. He has fallen straight into love with the Derby fans, and because of the impact he has had in their club since he got, they are pushing for that promotion spot, and they won this weekend 3-0, and Ibo Adams was impactful again. He got his first assist for the club. He assisted Dwight Gale's goal. He crossed the ball and Gale headed the ball. Ibo Adams played about 79 minutes in that one, and then Derby won the game 3-0. League 2, we have host of Gambian players there playing there. Wrexham were in action. They won 4-0. Jacob Mendy got his first start since the African Cup of Nations. They won 4-0, and then that pushed them into third place. They are back into the automatic promotion spot. They are level on points with Stockport County. That is Ibu Toure's Stockport County. Stockport were not in action this weekend, so they have a game in hand on Wrexham. So, but at least good to see both Gambian with their clubs, Stockport second and then Wrexham third. So if the season ends today, both those teams will gain promotion to League One automatically. That's a good thing. And elsewhere, Mo Fall, we remember he was at Doncaster earlier in the season. This week he was up against them. He moved to Walsall. And Walsall we are playing against Doncaster, which was a big game for him because he played for both clubs during the course of the season, scored a lot of goals for Doncaster. Doncaster Rovers fans were not happy that he left them, and they showed that frustration on him and all that anger on him during the game, and then calling him some other things. And then he ended up scoring the goal in the second. He came on in the second half and then scored against them. Like they say, karma. He scored against his former club. But I'm sure the reason, like he would have stayed with Doncaster if the situation was right for him. But maybe the club too, that is West Bromwich Albion, they did not have agreements with Doncaster and all whatnot, so he had to go back to West Brom and then later go to Walsall. Like they say, like the Derby fans say, or the Derby admin say, never fall in love with a player on loan, and that was the situation. So he did help them with the goals he scored for them. So at least they should appreciate him. He was only there on loan. Mo Fall, that was his second goal for Walsall. He scored in the 2 goals in 3 games, having coming off the bench in all 3 games. Now we move. Before we move into Italy, Also, Swindon, Sedukan played about 73 minutes in that one. Notts County and Stockport, they did not have a fixture this weekend. I think their games were postponed. So there was no game for Alassana Jata and Ibu Toure in League 2. In Serie B, in Italy, starting in Serie B, Dabo, Ibrahima Dabo, he started again for Sampdoria. They won 3-1 this time. Dabo lasted about 55 minutes in that one. So yeah, they have been building on their form since Dabo scored in the last game, and then since coming from on loan from Roma, he has been playing almost regularly for them. So that is a good thing to see. And in Serie C, CSCB, is there anything that CSCB can't do? Because like I told you, of course, he was nominated in the Jollof Football Bantaba Player of the Month for last month, which we will reveal sometime during this week, the winner of that one. CSCB, of course, keeping clean sheets, creating goals, assists, saving penalty kicks. This weekend, he wanted to get in the goals, by the way. He had a chance to score for Virtus Verona. They were losing 1-0, and then he later went up for a corner kick late in the second half, around 89 minutes. He won the header. The opposite goalkeeper made an exceptional save. That's why he did not score, but he did. But he was so close to scoring. That would have been exceptional for a goalkeeper to save a penalty, keep clean sheets, create assists, and score goals. The only goalkeeper I see do those things is Alisson Becker at Liverpool. He's the only one who do all these things, So if CSB was to do that this week, it would have been amazing. Yeah, but they've ended up losing the game 2-0 anyways. CSCB, he has been in great form with his club Virtus Verona, who are also pushing to gain promotion to Serie B in Italy. And in France, Fansunjai played his third game for his club, Bordeaux, the young Gambian attacker. He made his debut recently, and now he's racking up more minutes. This weekend he played in the second half, and they drew that game 2-2. Now moving to Netherlands, Yankuba Minteh, who is also another nominee for the Jollof Football Bantaba Player of the Month. He has been in top form as usual. If he plays, he's gonna give you quality. That is that is the player himself. And this week they were playing a very, very big game. They were playing against PSV and PSV versus Feyenoord. PSV at the top of the league. We all know PSV, they are like a huge team in Netherlands, and of course Feyenoord, of course. So it was a big derby game. It is not as big as the, let's say, Feyenoord Ajax derby, but it's also big because it's a triangular derby in Holland. It's these three teams: Ajax, Feyenoord, and PSV. So whenever these three teams, encounter each other, it's usually a big game in Netherlands. So Yankuba Minteh started again. Yeah, that is the thing. Like I say earlier in the month, the coach was not playing him. Now he's back starting him, and he's scoring goals, even though he was substituted around the 75-minute mark, and people were not happy with that substitution because he was the best player at that point. So there was no need for the coach to take him out of that game, but the coach has other ideas, so he took him off. The game ended 2-2. Yankuba Minteh did score the opening goal for Feyenoord. PSV scored the early goal, and then Feyenoord equalized through Yankuba Minteh. And that goal, to talk about that goal, that epitomizes what Yankuba Minteh is as a footballer. If somebody asks me about Yankuba Minteh as a footballer, to describe him as a footballer, I will take this goal he scored against PSV and then present it to them. You know why? It was a solo goal. He's a good team player as well too, but that was a solo goal. And that kind of show you all the qualities that he has on the pitch. Because I keep talking about his defensive qualities. The amount of balls he wins in the final third of the pitch is compared to none. The final third of the pitch. He's among the best players when it comes to winning the ball in the final third of the pitch. When it comes to winning tackles, he's one of the best attacking players in terms of winning tackle. I was talking about Yankuba Minteh just recently. These are the things that I was telling you about. And when it comes to the dribbling aspect, like I tell you, if that is still surprising you about Yankuba Minteh, then maybe you don't know Yankuba Minteh. Because he is one of the best dribblers in the world at this moment. One of the best dribblers in the next 14 leagues in the world. He's the best because he's in the top 1 percentile. When he was at Orange last season, he was one of the best dribblers in the Danish league. The numbers are there. Go to Jollof Football Bantaba page and then you can see it. So those things are not surprising. So for him to do both things in the same sequence and then score a goal, That epitomizes what this player is all about. Defensively, like pressing, his pressing qualities are insane. His dribbling qualities are insane. And in this goal, he press, win the ball, he press, tackle, win the ball, and then dribble past the goalkeeper and then score. That is everything. So if you want to describe him as a footballer, this is a good way. This is the best goal to describe him as. It's not enough, but it's the best way to describe. This is Yankuba Minteh. Just tell them, show them this goal and tell them this is the kid. This is what you will get when you get this kid. I think when Newcastle signed him, one tweet that I posted first, maybe I will share it on the screen, was expect a lot of hard work and a lot of dribbling. That's what you would expect as Newcastle fans. And that's what I saw this week. I was so happy to see that goal he scored. So yeah, hopefully he will finish the season very strongly and then go back to Newcastle and then have an impact in the Premier League, which is one of the best leagues in the world. And then people will appreciate him even more. I'm sure we appreciate him now. Gambians appreciate what he is doing. But in terms of the level he is doing at, I don't think people really hit that level of appreciation when it comes to Yankuba Minteh. So maybe if he goes to the Premier League and start doing it there, then people will, wow, this kid is a special kid. But anyways, let's wish him all the best. Like they say, I was just talking to somebody about him. He said, "Ñu ñaanal ko bu ko cat toppa." So let's pray for him. Let's pray for the kid that he realized he reaches the full extent of his potential. That will be amazing. So yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next league. That is Turkey. Besiktas were in action. They played against Galatasaray this weekend. We saw in midweek they played also in the cup. They won and they qualified to the semi-finals of the cup, where they will face off with Ankara Gucu, so Omar Koli versus Ali Sow in the semi-finals of the Turkish Cup. This week, Galatasaray came to town against Besiktas. Besiktas lost 1-0, and our captain Omar Koli, he got his matching orders late in the game, so he got a red card. Ankara Gucu, they drew 1-1. Ali Sow, his batting spell continues. He has not scored a goal in the last 8 games. His form has dwindled a little bit, but hopefully he will regain that form sometime soon. And then you go to Croatia. Babukar Fall scored his 6th goal for Origin in the second division of the Croatian league. Denmark, Hamza Bari was back in action for AC for Vejle. For Vejle, Hamza played the whole 90 minutes. They drew 1-1 against Bromby. They were so close to winning that game against Bromby. Bromby, one of the big clubs in Denmark. It was so close, but they equalized late on, and then the game ended 1-1. Musa Jawara did play in that game. He came on in the second half as well to play the last few, like the last 30 minutes or so, 35 minutes or so of the game. In Switzerland, Young Boys, they lost again. Young Boys have been struggling for form in the last few games. They have now lost the last 3 games they played, and they have only won 1 in the last 7 games. Of course, they are still at the top of the table, but the gap is now very small. It's now just 1 point, Young Boys and Savete. So like they need to regain that form, or else they might have a very difficult time as the season progresses. So Ibrahim Koli and Janko Sidibeh were all recalled into the starting lineup. They were benched in their cup game. In midweek, they lost the cup and they were eliminated in the cup by Savete. That is the team currently second place. So yeah, they against Sion. Sion beat them in the cup. Savete won them in the league in the last game against. Sorry for that. So yeah, but Django Seydi and Ibrahim Koli all started the game, which is good to see as Gambians, to see our Gambian brothers starting games there. Estonian League also resumed. The Estonian League resumed this week. Paide were in action. Ibrahim Jaju, who's been their best goalkeeper for the last 2 years, he was between the sticks again. He started, and then they won 3-0. Ibrahim Jaju started the season with a clean 6. Tackle him back. Hopefully, it will not be long before we see him in the national team setup again soon. And in Kazakhstan, Lamin Jaju, I know he's also a player that many people are concerned about his whereabouts and all whatnot. He's also a very, very talented player. We remember what he did when he went to Senegal. He was exceptional with Kazasport. He was the best player in that league. Then he went to Sudan, where he had the issue when the war broke out in Sudan. Then he had to force his way out, move to Grenoble Foot in France. And then there were still issues. He still haven't played for Grenoble Foot. Then they sent him on loan to Kazakhstan just to keep him going. So I'm sure he will not going to be still long in Kazakhstan. He made his debut this weekend with the Kazakhstan club. They drew 0-0. So yeah, we will keep track of his progress whilst in Kazakhstan as well. And then we go to Slovakia. Alassane Irajang, who started the season with Real de Banjul. Currently, he's the third leading goal scorer in the GFF League. He made his debut for his club Pod Brezova in Slovakia, where we have Mamoudou Bajo and we have also the other Gambian, Mohamed Haidara. They are all playing. There are other Gambians. There are a lot of Gambians being signed. But BI Mamoudou Bia, he's doing his job very well, taking a lot of Gambian players there. Pod Brezova is a really good club in Slovakia, one of the bigger clubs there. So it's good to see him. Ira Young made his debut this weekend. They lost the game 1-0. 2-1 rather. Mohamed Haidara himself was also on the bench in that game. He did not come on. Mamoudou Bajo, our defensive midfielder, the one who we are, our hopes are on when it comes to our future of our defensive midfield role. Mamoudou Bajo was not involved in this one. He has started the last 15 games for them in competitive games, or he has played the last 15 competitive games for Pod Brezova, but this weekend he was not involved. I don't know what's the nature, what's the reason. Is it suspension? Is it injury? I don't really know. I hope it's nothing serious, and hopefully we will see him back on the pitch very, very soon. Yeah. Now we move to Africa. In the African Champions League. We know there are a few Gambians playing also in the African Champions League. Lamin Jallo, Beck is playing for CR Belouizdad. They won their game 3-0 in their final game of the group stage in the African Champions League group. And then he scored his goal and then joining Jibril Silla and Keba Sow to score in the African Champions League as Gambians. Paomat Job also scored in 6-0 win for Simba FC in the quarterfinals to book their place in the quarterfinals of the African Champions League. That's it. Paomat Job. And then finally in Morocco, Mamoudou Bojang, former under-20 striker, scored his third goal for Kaukap Marrakesh. That is a club in Morocco, where of course Yusuf Bob is also playing for. He also played in that game. They are on course to gain promotion to the Moroccan top tier league. So hopefully they will gain that promotion, and then we will see them playing there, and then maybe perhaps in the Champions League, guys. So yeah, that was the weekend update. That was the weekend update for Gambia foreign-based players. I hope you enjoy the content, and if you think I have missed out on any player who I have not mentioned, please let me know in the comment section, and then I will try my best to make sure I cover those players. But like I say, it's usually I try to cover the key ones, the key performances, like for example goals, assists, players making their debuts, or there is a cup final, or they have progressed to the cup, just the key ones, because there are tons of Gambian players. There are more than 200 Gambian players playing their trade in Europe and Asia, or in Africa, in other African countries, playing professional football around the globe. So it will be, if I have to talk about every single one of them, it will take a lot of time. So that's why I try to cover usually the key ones of the weekend, and then summarize it for you guys. But if you see a player that has done well over the weekend that I have not mentioned, please let me know in the comment section, and then also you also help with information for other people who are watching this video. Guys, if you enjoy that, please consider to subscribe to the Jollof Football Bantaba YouTube channel. This is the home of Gambian football, and like the video if it was fun, and then goodbye guys, stay going.